7:36, and boy, I tell you, every time we get a chance to talk to this guy, the sun is always shining.
No pressure whatsoever there.
No, not at all. And he's never been a meteorologist, but he's been a sports guy. We'll get to that here in just a little while. But
Yeah.
Pete Helmstead from the Iowa DOT. We always get a DOT update every Tuesday about this time, and it's brought to you by Mason City All Risk Insurance. And I tell you, Pete, the fields are out.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, maybe there's a few left that are going, but I don't know. I didn't hear much of any fires or anything. I was talking to some of the farmers about that. I didn't hear much about any fires, but apparently there has been some combine fires and things like that throughout the harvest season.
Yeah, I've heard of a couple. Nothing. I mean, there's as dry as it's been, and with the wind we've had, it could have been so bad. But it sounds like most people anyway made it through pretty good. Yeah, I drove to Maple Grove and back on Sunday, so a lot of interstate fields we saw, and we saw a few farmers out on Sunday. But like you said, most of it's gone. Most of it's out of the field, and yeah, harvest could wrap up pretty early.
Man, I don't think the farmers have ever had it where it's been like no rain.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's nuts. Well, hopefully we get. Well, it's kind of a catch-22. I know we need the moisture, but if it could hold off for a couple more weeks so we can wrap some things up, that would be just fine.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We're getting to the end of the season of road construction and everything else, but so what is going on here?
Well, the good news is the Highway 18 bridge over by Britt opened up last week. They got in there and got everything painted and got the traffic control down, so that bridge is open. So that's good news. Now the one just to the east of there at Duncan, they are going to pour the deck for that today. They still have to do the barrier rail and guardrail and some other work, but that's still on target to be open by Thanksgiving. The 122 bridge on the west end of Mason City, the paving should be done today. They'll finish doing the barrier rail on Thursday. Then they'll start doing the end sections and the guardrail and some dirt and shoulder work. So we're still shooting for mid-November on that one, which is a little bit better news than we had last week. So we've pushed the opening date up a week because, like I said, the crews got in here and really got going. So hopefully we can keep that up and get that sucker open about the middle of the month. I-35 by Clear Lake, the resurfacing. We're finishing the ramps and the main line for the final lift of the asphalt. Hopefully that should be done this week. Then there's still a lot of work to do as far as paved shoulders. We got guardrail work to do. We're still shooting for Thanksgiving on that one. And one quick thing on that one, if you drive through there, please slow down. I talked to one of our inspectors yesterday, and they said there's just way too many close calls because people are driving too fast. So please slow down through there. There's only a few more weeks, and we'll get that thing opened up. The 69 up by Leland, the bridge deck replacement, they have poured the deck. Again, that's got to sit and cure for a while now, and then they will do the barrier rail and the guardrail and the bridge approaches and dirt work. So that one's still shooting for early December, which again, considering that was supposed to be a bridge deck overlay and had to be changed to a bridge deck replacement, they're doing a great job getting that thing going as well. So I think that pretty much covers it right now for what we've got going on. Things are getting close, and we'll keep chipping away.
I hate to say it, Pete, but how soon until the plows get put on?
Actually, some of them have plows on. I believe it's October 15th. We have to have at least one truck pretty much ready to go. But yeah, if the plows aren't on, they have all the brackets on and everything. So it's more or less just a pretty quick attachment process. And, they have been out calibrating the trucks to make sure everything is set right as far as the sand salt mixture or the brine. So they've been calibrated, and yeah, we're ready to go when that time comes.
Well, let's hope that it's a bunch of money just sitting there through the winter months and don't have to use them.
kind of like last year.
Yeah, that'd be the best wasted money ever.
Yeah. Well, it's not wasted because it's all stuff that can still be used, but
Right.
if we can just stockpile it, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Now, how does that work? Do you guys, you have it in the budget, obviously, every single year. But if you have a surplus of like you did last year, do you just still get what you got last year, or do they cut your
Um,
budget?
they budget it, and what they do is every we buy all of our salt. The majority of our salt we enter into our contracts in the spring because that's when it's the cheapest, and that's why we stockpile it in our salt sheds. And yes, because of how little we used last year, we are at like, I can't remember the exact percentage, but like 120% of capacity right
Hmm.
now. We've got all of our salt storage facilities full to the brim, so we're ready to go. And you know, as we sit and joke about how nice it would be to have a year like last year, I really don't expect a year like last year again. So we'll see what happens. We'll go from there. Our forecasting service is predicting overall a warmer winter, but there will be several different stretches of cold weather. So kind of an up and down thing the way it sounds.
They're talking some snow actually out of the mountains here today.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm like, no, don't want to hear that
Well, as
word
long as
yet.
it stays, as long as it stays in the mountains, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, as long as it stays off to the west coast. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, our they're looking at the storms to several different like clipper systems. They don't see anyway right now a lot of big, 6, 8, 10-inch storms, but several 1 to 3 inch systems that we'll see throughout the winter. So we'll see how it pans out.
yeah. We need a good old blizzard too, though. A day or two stay home type blizzard.
Yeah, well, I don't get to stay home.
You
Like,
don't?
no, I've said it before. There's like my two careers, television. You have to be there during storms because it's one of the busiest times, and obviously people want information. And at this job during storms, you have to be there because it's a busy time and people want information.
Right. Amazing how that works.
Yeah, it kind of seems to happen.
Yeah. What? Well, enough about that S word.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got. Well, you can still use the S word on this one too. The Vikings. They've been playing pretty not so well.
Yeah, that was a tough 5 days.
Yeah,
Well,
it wasn't good.
yeah, we'll see. The schedule gets, well, number one, and don't get me wrong, yes, I would have loved to win that game against the Rams, but them getting back Cooper Cup and Puka Nakuna, that's just a huge emotional boost for them too, and to be at home. But like I said, Vikings did not play real well that night. Rams did, and we'll move on. Schedule gets a little bit better now, so we'll see what happens.
I love it. Positive Pete all the time. You
I
always find the good and the bad.
Yeah, well, it's getting a little shakier after the last two games, but I'm going to be curious to see if Anthony Richardson, yeah, for the Colts, Anthony Richards,
Uh-huh.
wow, gapping it out. Anyway, seeing if he's got enough energy to play the entire game this week.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened last week?
But he decided not to play.
I think he scrambled and he took himself out for a play because he was tired. He's like 22, 23-year-old professional athlete. Come on.
Right. Supposed to be the best in shape of anything and
Yeah.
scramble around. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's been some exciting games here recently, but the Chiefs are still undefeated. I can't stand. I'm getting to the point I can't stand the Chiefs anymore because I'm just so sick and tired of them. I don't care. I'll say it publicly. Yeah, I'm tired of the Chiefs.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it happened with the Patriots. It happened in the Cowboys' glory years. It's happening with the Chiefs. People love to hate a winner. It's just society.
Well, it's just all the stories, It's Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick Mahomes, I think, he's replaced the talk of like Aaron Rodgers now these days.
What do you mean replace the talk of Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I mean, they all goo goo and gaga over Aaron Rodgers all the time. Oh, he's the best quarterback ever. Man, they won't even be doing Rodgers won't even be playing the football game. they're calling some other game. And they're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Like, who cares?
Especially this year.
Yeah, exactly. He's not doing so well.
No, he's not.
The one-legged quarterback, basically.
Yeah, no, I don't think his New York experience is going the way he wanted it to.
No, he's not doing it his way.
Not whatsoever. Well, he is doing it his way. He's getting all the players he wants. He's getting all the coaches he wants, and they're still not winning.
All right. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Just got Devontae Adams from who played with him in Green Bay, and Devontae Adams, he's a good receiver. He really
very
is.
Good.
Yeah, and if you can't get him the ball, get him scoring some points, boy, you get some troubles there.
Yep. Yeah, that loss to New England last week was a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah, and I put money on the Jets too.
Did you really?
Yeah, it cost me money, Pete.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't happy about it.
Understandable. Yeah, that adds a little bit more of a degree of frustration when that happens.
$1,500 on the line, the Jets can't pull it through.
That's pretty disappointing.
Yeah, well, I didn't bet 50. I was going to win 1,500.
I figured that. Yeah, you may want to explain that.
Yeah, just so people know I'm not throwing $1,500 down on a football game.
If you are, we're going out for lunch and you're buying.
Yeah. Well, I ain't won the lottery yet, buddy.
Right.
I would think that day's coming, but I don't think so. I don't play it enough.
Nope, ditto.
Yeah. So we'll see. By the way, the Vikings did get flexed to a night game coming up on Sunday.
Yep.
So, and that's on our sister station, 103.7 The Fox. It's always great, Pete, when you're out there tooling around on the tractor or mowing the yard. You know, you can listen to it right there on 103.7. So,
yep. One thing to watch for with the Vikings, and I didn't realize this. I heard it. I was on the road, last Friday, driving over to Lansing for a project, and I was listening to some sports talk radio. And people are starting to pick up. And I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but the Vikings' first quarter, they outscore opponents. I mean, they just crush them. And after that, they struggle. And they're starting to speculate that, every team scripts like their first 15 plays, and they practice those plays all the time. And then once the Vikings get done with those 15 plays, they struggle.
Right.
So I'd be curious to see if there's, start watching for that, see if they adapt, see if they change, see if they can turn that around a little bit, because that's a little concerning if that's the case, if they can't adapt on the fly.
Well, here's the deal. I'm willing to put money on the bet that the Vikings get the first play of the game. Oh, it's a run play. They're so predictable. We're going to hand it off.
I think last week was a pass. It was a pass to Jefferson, because I think everybody was talking about how it was, it's good to get him involved right away.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right on that. But most of the time, I'll bet 95% of the time we run the football.
All right, let's bet $1 on Sunday.
$1? Yep. Right. What are the odds? Am I going to at least double my money?
No. If you're right, you're getting $1. If you're wrong, you're losing $1. It's that simple.
All right. Anybody else want on this bet?
No, we're not putting odds. We're not looking at any kind of profit boost. It's just straight up $1.
All right. Well, when you're dealing with FanDuel and DraftKings all the time.
Sounds like it.
Ooh, I got a boost here. I got a 30%. Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, Pete, it's always great to talk to you. Get the latest in the road construction and talk a little bit about sports. I know that's your passion too as well. And, the Vikings.
Yep. Vikings, the Hawkeyes, Twins.
Yeah.
It is fun to see Iowa State doing well this year, 7-0. That's impressive. I don't care what your schedule is. You're playing FBS Division I teams and you're undefeated. That's pretty dang good.
Exactly. World Series going on too. You got money on the World Series at all?
None whatsoever. I'm not quite boycotting the World Series, but to me, this World Series is everything that's wrong with baseball.
Rigged?
No, it's not rigged. I don't believe in that. But
football is, though.
No, it's not. These two teams are proof that there needs to be a salary cap in baseball.
No
Whoever
kidding.
can pay the most money to the most expensive lineup is going to have such a huge advantage. And that's exactly what's happening this year. And it's been happening for several years, but this year it really stands out to me.
Yeah. Well, the Yankees it seems like they're always in it. And I hope they get smeared.
Yep.
Through this whole thing.
if I have to cheer for one team in this World Series, it would definitely be the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I got no money on it, but it's fun to watch the Yankees get beat.
Yeah, that doesn't disappoint me whatsoever.
Right. Pete, have yourself a wonderful week. All right.
All right, you do the same, Jay.
Brands Auto Repair and Alignment reminds you that it's time to get your vehicle ready for winter, and these